I'm Mark Adams, and welcome to episode 58 of Marksmess Podcast. We're with my daughters, Charlotte and Catherine.
Catherine, Charlotte. Charlotte and Catherine.
You were yawning in the middle of that.
Catherine, Charlotte and Catherine.
We look at the world of geekery and at the world of Avengers using Avengers Earths Mightiest Heroes cartoon as our guide. If you would like to contact us, you can by email at
mymarksmess@gmail.com,
on Twitter
at Markesmess Podcast without the T,
and on our Facebook page.
Markesmess Podcast.
So you can get the general gist of it's Marksmess Podcast, because it's all about me, not really about them, because I'm the best. You two have finished your mocks. How did that go?
Yes.
How did that go? Yes.
You can tell I did well in these then.
Well,
that's my answer.
Yeah.
But you don't know your results yet. Exactly.
But I'm sure they're mocks, and they're a good way of you finding out how much more effort you have to put in certain areas of it. So it's no big deal if you don't do well in one, or if you need to do a bit more work.
I wrote lots for some of them.
That's good.
I feel kind of bad for the teachers now.
So this episode we're going to split into two as usual, and we'll have promos for some excellent podcasts in between. And what we will do is in the first half we'll talk about the cartoon, and the second half we're going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 2021.
I actually did make notes for that.
The second one or the first one, or both of them?
Both.
Both of them. Wow! This could be one of the better podcasts in this series. If you hear noises in the background, it's because the dog's having his tea. So we're going to be looking at Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, and the episode, one of my favourite episodes from the whole series.
2 episodes.
It's a double episode. We're going to cover both of the episodes because it's Gamma World Part 1 and Part 2, and we're just going to call it Gamma World.
Some weird theme park.
Gamma World, come to Gamma World.
Let's get gamma radiation.
Whoa!
That's what your boy should have advertised to us instead.
Everyone will want to go, especially around Vegas. Here is a synopsis for the episode. While pursuing the renegade Hawkeye, the Avengers are called in by S.H.I.E.L.D. to help them with a super prison called the Cube. The super smart leader has created a dome of gamma radiation around the building. The Avengers, along with the green-haired and now super strong Doc Samson, are to go in and take the cube back. They don radiation suits to protect them, all except Iron Man, whose suit can protect him, and Thor, who does not need such mortal garments. When they are in the Gamma Dome, they encounter sealed agents who were not shielded and have turned into gamma monsters. They also encounter the Abomination, the UFOs, and the Wrecking Crew. Black Panther breaks from the group, while Wasp and Captain America have their suits breached and transformed into monsters. They successfully stop the Cube Gamma Dome, and the Avengers and sealed agents revert from their gamma monsters. They take the Gamma villains into custody, but the leader is nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Hawkeye is on the trail of the Black Widow to clear his name. He finds her at a Hydra base and captures her and decides to bring her to the Avengers as he cannot trust S.H.I.E.L.D. at the moment. The leader tells us that the Gamma Dome at the Cube was just a test run, and then he unleashes another larger dome that expands quickly out of Las Vegas, quickly taking over a large part of the United States, and quickly changing the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. agents into gamma monsters along with the rest of the population, except for Thor and Dr. Samson. Hawkeye is outside the dome and decides to leave Black Widow in order to find the Hulk for help. Hulk is defending himself against Hulkbusters, and Hawkeye helps him. He persuades the Hulk to let Banner out, who quickly devises inoculation against the gamma radiation and a plan of action. Thor is before the leader and battling the Abomination and the Absorption Man, who has absorbed the properties of Mjolnir. Hawkeye and Hulk arrive to battle the Gamma Avengers, but use trick arrows to change them back with the inoculation, while Thor defeats Absorption Man by controlling the power of Mjolnir. Hulk defeats the Abomination and destroys the generator that created the Gamma Dome, defeating the leader. The Hulk is asked to rejoin the Avengers, but he will only do so if Hawkeye joins too. In the final scene, the Abomination is picked up by Baron Zemo's team of villains.
Oh, it's a quite long synopsis.
It's a quite long episode. I tried to look for one online, but they were longer, a lot longer, because a lot of things happened.
Just play the whole
episode. We could do that. So, what did you think of this?
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I like...
It reminded me of that one episode from What If with the zombies.
Yeah, because of the way I noticed that the contortions that the gamma change brought on, especially Captain America, was quite zombie-ish. In fact, it was Iron Man was quite...
Well, you know what Captain America looked like? A blonde jock version of Hulk.
Did you notice what happened to his A on his head?
No.
It turned into an H because the top got chopped off and it's expanded out.
What does H stand for?
In gamma radiation terms?
Hulk,
yeah. I don't know if it was meant to be that.
I thought you were talking about hydrogen now.
Hydrogen, yes.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about chemistry. What's that supposed to do with it?
Hydrogen.
You see, Black Panther, he has these weird shoes, and it made him look like he had hooves. Because it had like a split down the middle, almost like he was wearing flip-flops, but like the opposite of flip-flops.
Flop-flips.
He also like ran across the walls like Spider-Man.
Yeah, because of the vibranium shoes.
It's like in
his sneakers.
in the Lego Batman game where you can be Robin with a clunky metal shoes and climb up the walls.
Yeah. A bit like that. Okay, let's start with they set the scene very well because they brought in Hawkeye at the beginning and then moved on to the Gamma world. The green-haired guy.
Aye, who's your boy?
Who's he has been
Samson.
in it. He has been in it before. Dr. Leonard Samson. Samson was the psychologist in the Cube, so he was trying to cure them. And because
Is it just a coincidence he has green hair?
No, because when the leader exploded the gamma bomb or gamma wire cube dome, that gave Samson gamma radiation that made him strong. In the comics, he was trying to get the Hulk, so trying to use psychology on the Hulk to turn him back into Banner. They took some of the radiation out of the Hulk and put it into his own body.
Why?
So that's why. Because in comics, that's how you become a superhero.
But why did he need a radiation suit then if he was already radiated?
Good point. But
In case he got extra radiation.
he probably didn't know because he was new to this.
Did you also notice that their suits they were all just standard size at the start, and then magically they were upside down triangle shapes and thinner and bigger?
They're probably made with unstable molecules.
Nanotechnology.
And the wasps, her pew pew things and her wings were outside of it, and it could shrink to her size.
Like how were her wings not? Wait, what are wasp wings made of?
They're in the comics. They're biomechanical. They're made by Hank Pym.
I thought you were going to say hankies.
They're made with hankies. Yes. One sneeze and they're gone.
They have veins in them.
That's
Okay.
an actual wasp, though.
Yeah.
Okay. And she turns into a wasp. Did you notice that?
Wasp turns into
I
a
didn't know
wasp.
what
The Black Panther turns into a panther.
Yeah.
I've never seen a wasp have a mouth.
Okay. How close have you got to a wasp?
There was a wasp in my shoe in Tesco's.
Okay. That is a long way from your eyes.
I know, but
And you can't see the TV without your glasses.
depends on I'm sitting now.
Then they go in and they meet the SHIELD agents. The main SHIELD agent they work
The
with.
blonde boy.
The blonde boyo. Do you remember what his name was?
No.
I can't remember his name, but I knew him in the comics.
We're going to call him Jeff.
Because he was... No, don't call him Jeff. That's just confusing. He was... he was in the Hulk comics. He accompanied the Hulk when the Hulk first turned grey in the Peter David run, and they went on the run. I'm going to remember his name in about 5 minutes' time. Anyway, they went in. The female SHIELD agent they first encounter, who's transformed into Gamma...
With the wings.
With the
They
wings.
all look like gargoyles.
She's a harpy. She transformed into a harpy. And in the comics, Betty Ross turned into a harpy.
They all look like gargoyles a bit.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do all the smart evil ones have massive heads?
Because that's...
Megamind was smart, but he wasn't evil in the end.
But he was
I'm
evil.
talking about in that, but okay.
Why? Who else is smart? And...
There was your other boy that was just a head.
Oh, MODOK. He was created.
Yeah.
Oh, you see when your Samson boy put on the suit for a brief moment, he looked like Lord Farquaad.
He looked like a strawberry at the start because he had like a red suit and then green hair.
But like he put it on and then it made his green hair look black and it made him look like he had a fringe, so he looked like Lord Farquaad.
Right, I have a question.
Okay.
What?
So you know the way the Hulk, his hair is usually just like a bowl cut, but like grown out. But it wasn't, it was more like a mullet this time. So if he cuts his hair in his Hulk form, does that cut his hair normally? And then if he cuts his hair normally, does it cut his hair in his Hulk form? But then if it doesn't, if he can have like two different hairstyles, then if he doesn't become the Hulk for a while, does it stay the same length or grow more?
I think if it's like longer in one version, he just like sucks it up in the other version.
No, I think what Banner has affects the Hulk transformation. I think I've got a funny feeling that. Could be wrong.
Because say Banner gets his leg amputated, I don't think the Hulk would have two legs.
He might grow another leg.
The Hulk would grow another leg.
Would he?
Yeah.
He's like a lizard.
No, he's not like they're both granted they're both green, but I think it's more that the Hulk's got immune system, a fast acting immune system,
like Wolverine, but
like very much like Wolverine.
I read earlier that you can regrow a rib.
Who can?
That's why.
People.
That's why God took the rib from Adam because he could regrow it.
We can
can also-
regrow ribs.
If somebody cuts your rib off, you can grow it again.
You can regrow part of your liver, so you can donate half of your liver.
What do you do with all it? You keep it.
Well, you keep half of it for yourself.
It's like half of it just kind of set. Like, do you have to sew it up, or is it just kind of?
Oh, they'll sew it
They would
up.
sew it up,
But then
they would
where does it
donate-
grow? What grows then if you're just going to sew it up?
They would grow like a balloon.
The stitches would heal, and then it would elongate.
Oh.
And then the other person would get donated half a liver. That's why, like, when a full liver is donated, I think they split it into 3, depending on the size. If it's like a large adult liver,
But to be fair, the person who gave it dies.
Yeah.
We have different sizes of liver.
Well, yeah, child's liver
suppose.
is different from a large adult. So they would split it into 3, and 3 people. Usually, it's 2 adults and a child, so the child gets a little less because it's a child.
You have
And then
some
there's-
liver.
Yeah, and then
I don't think it's quite like that. I think they actually have to do operations.
Well, like if you just eat it,
what does your liver do?
it stores bile. I think. I don't know.
Because we all need to store bile somewhere.
What's bile?
It's stuff you when you're sick.
It sort of produces certain chemicals
I'm
for your
supposed to
body
know
and
this, to
stuff.
be honest, but
Yeah.
Shock.
It does magic stuff.
Because I know your kidney, like,
My
filters,
kidney.
Kidney filters.
filters out all the nasty stuff.
Yeah, and then there's the medulla,
And your
and
pancreas produces insulin.
there's another bit in it too. I can't remember.
Does the liver filter the blood?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I know...
That's what the kidney does.
Wait, no, that's the kidney, not the liver. The liver just
I thought liver dealt with alcohol. That was in your blood.
yeah.
That does that. Let's Google it.
No, let's not. Listen, this is about Marvel.
No, because the people need to know.
Because I'm pretty sure something produces bile and then the liver stores it or something. I do know that the stomach is referred to as a muscular sac.
Yeah, that's the stomach. That's totally different. It stores
The
food.
liver regulates most chemical levels in the blood and excretes a product called bile. The liver processes this blood and breaks down, balances and creates the nutrients, and also metabolizes drugs into forms that are easier to use for the rest of the body or that are non-toxic. Wait, what does kidney do compared to that?
It filters out the blood, so when you have carbon dioxide and urea in the blood, then it filters it out.
Yeah, but I thought that the kidney and liver seem very similar in what they do.
Oh, okay. Can we get back on track?
How did I
Right,
get...
the villains that they met. Abomination, we've met him before.
He's
Right.
like the lizard guy.
Yeah, in
There was
the
their sparkly guy.
that there was who I keep forgetting the name of. It's something like Zzz. I can't
Was he not in
remember.
the...
Zzz. Electrical guy. Okay.
Electro.
No,
Was he the one in this...
No, that's Electro.
no, it wasn't in the one in the Spider-Man one.
Okay.
That's why we didn't say Electro. We just went. I said Zzz. There was the UFOs.
There was your woman
the woman who turned into gas. She was one of the UFOs. There was a guy, the guy who was basically X-rays, and there was Vortex, and there was Ironclad. They're all in the UFOs, who are kind of
sounded like
negative.
They were saying UFOs.
Yeah,
but
they're a negative version of the Fantastic Four.
I have a question. So you know the woman who's a gas?
Yes.
What happens when the temperature changes?
She can turn from gas to human, I'm guessing. She looked like Poison Ivy a bit.
As if Poison Ivy was a gas.
Yeah. And she kind of does the same thing. She's also poisonous,
There was also the Wrecking Crew, who we have seen in this cartoon, because they fought Thor when they were...
guarding the doohickey.
Yes, they were guarding the thing that was producing the Gamma Dome generator. They fought Thor earlier on when we first met Thor. So they were back again and all gammaed up. In the comics, they're not really gamma-related villains, but they're there. Okay, and everything works out fine. They the
and then
Black Panther destroys it.
Then there's the shield, the big poof of energy. When they had the Dome of Green around... where was it?
The Cube?
No.
Las Vegas?
It reminded me of WandaVision a bit.
Yeah, Wakanda.
Yeah. And Wakanda,
More of
Wakanda as well.
Because they had a coloured one. Wakanda doesn't have a coloured one.
So I was thinking...
Wow.
So you know the way that Captain America is a super soldier, he's a super soldier serum? Doesn't that make his cells, regenerate quicker?
Yeah.
So then, if he got affected by the gamma radiation, would it affect him worse because they'd regenerate with gamma-ness, or better because they'd regenerate and fight the gamma-ness?
That's a really good question. Anyway, then it all comes out well, but 3 villains escape. The leader, the Absorption Man, who we've met before, and the Abomination.
Is he not the guy in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one?
Yes, he is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He had all the different things in the truck. Yeah,
which was quite a smart idea.
Yeah.
Hawkeye, meanwhile, he has followed the Black Widow.
She had very swishy hair. When she walked, her hair was like swish.
Also, why did most of them have fringes? I didn't know Thor had a fringe.
Yeah.
It looked really badly cut as well.
It looked like, basically, the animator was just like, what do we do? He doesn't have his helmet. What do we do?
Maybe he had a big forehead.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he cuts his hair around the helmet.
Maybe his ma just went, right, that child has a really big forehead. We need to give him a fringe.
Or maybe he had too much hair.
Thor didn't like the fringe, so he had it with a helmet.
Hawkeye defeats all the Hydra agents, captures... defeats Madam Hydra as well. That is going to stay in. That is going to stay in. Defeats Madam Hydra as well. And captures Black Widow and takes her... Where is he taking her?
Avengers.
Why the Avengers?
Because S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't trust him right now.
No, he doesn't trust
He is wanted.
Yeah, he's wanted, and he thinks he'll get a fairer deal from the Avengers. That brings us to the second episode where the leader does the second Gamma Dome around Las Vegas and then expands it across the country quite rapidly.
Can I just say, Hulk and Hawkeye kind of remind me of Sam and Bucky a bit.
Yes, really good relationship between the two of them. You'll find this going forward that the Hulk and other people... Hulk and Hawkeye are antagonists in a team. They work well with a team, but they also... they produce a wee bit of grit in the team, a wee bit of drama, a wee bit of...
Oh, they're the drama queen.
Well, they bring it about.
Banner's cabin in the woods. It reminded me of Wanda, the very end of WandaVision.
It reminded me of Hawkeye's house.
Oh, yeah.
His is not a cabin in the woods.
His is a house in the woods.
It's not
in the woods, it's in the countryside. That's quite different
thing.
It's not.
Also, also with Wolverine and stuff. You know the way they mentioned Strucker?
Yes.
Is that the Baron von Strucker?
It is indeed. Anytime they have the Struckers, it's usually Baron von Strucker.
Wait, he's the grey-haired boy.
He's
the guy with the purple mask.
Wait, he was in it?
He was at the very end.
That's Zemo.
Yeah,
Zemo. Oh, sorry, Baron von Strucker, he's the guy with the monocle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry, I get confused between Hydra agents. Because I'm not in Hydra. Hail Hydra!
So when's this set?
No one good. When's this set?
Yeah, what year?
Whatever, probably 10 years ago. 12 years ago. Why?
Just when it came out.
Because I was watching, you know that show that I was watching?
Yeah.
It,
What's it called again? Just for a listener.
The Gifted.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's dead in that.
Okay, that's spoilers.
I'm gonna watch that.
Well, I mean, he's only ever referred to.
And he was in the Second World War.
Yeah.
That was like 70 years ago.
No, but in something he like lives forever. Oh, I know what I'm not supposed to say. Are you gonna continue watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh, right,
Oh, thanks, I know. You're my one for the spoilers, you know.
Okay, so...
Wait, you would have seen that. Wait, no, wait a minute. Have you been introduced to Sky/Daisy's mom? You have.
Yeah.
So he was in that season. Have you finished that season? You did.
No.
Yeah.
What season is it?
The season where she goes,
What?
the season where she gets her powers
don't know what it is.
meets your boy Sparkly Boy. And she goes and visits like the
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
the bit where
how to
her mum
describe
is.
programs when you don't know what you're talking
You
about.
finished that season, didn't you?
I don't know.
You did because you started a new one.
Did
well,
I?
Because her mum
Anyway, dear
regenerates,
listener, I'm
and
about to
What?
ask him about how they
Yes.
felt about
Oh,
the
that
fight
evil-
that
Yes,
Hawkeye
and
helped
that
the
was
Hulk
him.
in.
Oh, the
So,
guy with
let's
the
continue
hair.
back
I'm
with them
pretty
and
sure.
find out.
I'm-
So, the Hulk,
No, Dad.
Hawkeye.
Wait,
The guy that looks like a doctor.
I think.
guy that looks like a
right.
he's got a stethoscope.
Wait. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know Sky/Daisy's mum?
Right, yes.
She can regenerate herself or like heal herself.
Okay.
And you know the boy that steals her powers to live forever? Is that not Von Strucker?
No.
Oh.
So, this 5 minutes.
Who was it then?
Apologise to the listener.
Who was it then?
Apologise to
Who
the
was it then?
Apologise.
Sorry, who was it?
I don't know, because it was a long time ago since I saw it. Right, so when the Hawkeye helps out the Hulk and then confronts the Hulk because he wants Banner. So what did you think of that scene and how he got Hulk to turn into Banner?
What, Spider-Man did that?
When?
Oh.
He told Hulk a joke and it made him go into Banner because he laughed so much.
Okay.
I don't remember that. What movie was it?
I'm pretty
What
sure it was
movie
cartoons.
Oh.
Oh, blimey.
Was it Blimey? Hulk hasn't been in the Spider-Man movies.
That's true.
No, they've both been in Avenger movies.
One. What did you think of that? How he got him to become...
That's quite funny.
I thought that was a good representation of who Hawkeye was. He's willing to stand up against insurmountable odds, and who the Hulk is. That he's willing just to let people have a bye because it's so funny.
Why did Hawkeye have a hover bike?
Because it's cool. If you were able to have a hover bike, would you have a hover bike?
But, like, it reminded me of those ones in
Avengers Assemble.
that one, where,
The Chitauri.
yeah, where they had those bike things.
Oh, yes, yeah. But who knows, it might be from that. But in the comics, he always had a hover bike. Or from what I remember.
Technically, could he not do, like, a Spider-Man type thing where he just, like, shoots his arrow and then, like, swings?
Oh, how awful would that be? Part of that with Spider-Man is he's got the strength to do that, because he's got the proportional strength of Spider. Hawkeye's got the proportional strength of an archer.
No, but if he stands somewhere up high, he can just go... shoo.
He would just go thud.
And also, Blaine Dowler did a podcast series where he sort of looked into the real-life physics of things like that, and he did the Spider-Man swinging. It's not a very effective way of travelling.
But when you do, like, those weird zipline things...
Yeah, that's a straight line. But when you swing, you're swinging in an arc.
Spider-Man did have a bike where like the front and back, or was it just the
In
front?
some stupid cartoon.
No, I'm still talking.
Oh, yeah,
Where
it went along that.
Yeah, and
Like a
and it went along the web,
trapeze,
which is
not
kind of
trapeze.
cool.
Stupid cartoon.
It wasn't stupid, it
No,
was cool.
we're talking about
Like,
real things like Avengers Earths Mightiest Heroes. I thought it moved really quickly then, because it took seconds for Banner to come up with a cure,
that's
inoculation,
'cause he's-
a vaccine. Nobody complained about the vaccine wasn't tested.
I mean, nobody really had a choice either.
That's true.
Maybe
There was no consent.
Maybe this was something he'd created for a long time, and he'd been trying to make it strong enough for himself, but he could never. So he just had one that was like human grade.
Why didn't it work on him then?
And what do you... That's true. What do you
Maybe
think...
it works for a brief time.
What do you think of the way Hawkeye got to where the leader was?
How was that?
He was grabbed.
Hanging on the back of the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
How uncomfortable a ride would that be? So we've got Thor, and Thor is against Abomination and the Absorption Man. The Absorption Man absorbs Mjolnir's power. Did you like the way that was resolved?
There was at one point your Absorption Man having hands that are the material of Mjolnir made two Mjolnirs
Yeah.
out of his hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what was the point? Your hands will be much more effective.
But then they have little gaps. And if there's no gaps, you can, like, whack someone harder.
Maybe
It's like the whole reason why Mjolnir isn't a hand. That'd be a bit inefficient. It's like, what? More surface area, you know.
Okay.
No, there's less surface area.
No, I think it's slightly more.
No, because in the surface area you have all this would be taken into account. So if my hand was just like that, there'd be less surface area because you wouldn't get the bits in between the fingers.
So Hawkeye goes up against the Gamma Avengers, and he quickly gets them healed. And then the Hulk defeats the Abomination with the help of Hawkeye. Hawkeye shoots one of the arrows with the inoculation on it.
I thought it would just kind of bounce off him because he looked like he is like hard skinned.
Technically, it should have just bounced off him, but this is
Maybe
cartoons.
Just super needle.
This is cartoons, and then destroys the leader's generator. Right, that puts everybody back to normal. And what happens to the leader?
Basically his skull evaporates and his brain just goes.
His brain gets so much bigger, but the problem is your head's too big and you can't support the weight of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that why babies can't sit and they just
That's
flop?
why babies can't sit.
Like a fish.
We are born fairly well developed in the brain, but not in the body.
The brains, but not the bronze. Is that right?
Yes. Brawn, not bronze. Bronze. I knew there was something wrong with that. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. First of all, they ask Hawkeye to join. He says, no, you guys, all of you got captured. I was able to save you all. Then they ask the Hulk to come back. We trust you now. You're a noble person.
I can't exactly remember why the Hulk left in the first place.
Because nobody trusted him.
Oh,
People
right.
just thought, oh, he turned bad. Hulk says, only if Cupid. And that sets Hawkeye off on a rant. But then the very last scene is when
the Abomination gets found
by Zemo's team.
Oh.
Not Zemo's. Is it Zemo?
Yeah,
it is Zemo's
Zemo.
team. I get
not Von Strucker.
That's not Strucker. That's okay. So who's in Zemo's team?
Your green lady.
Who's the green lady?
Dunno.
The Enchantress.
That.
Asgardian witch. Not witch. Oh, who else is in it?
Your boyo from Ragnarok who had Des and Troy.
Yes, the I want to say Destroyer.
Probably.
Executioner.
That was it.
Right, with the big axe. Who else?
Can't remember.
There was Wonder Man, Simon Williams. There was the Crimson Dynamo, who's a Iron Man villain.
It sounds like it should be like the Queen Hearts type.
No. With Crimson Dynamo.
Wait, you know that guy might have been from the X-Men, I'm not sure, with the cards?
Yeah. Yes.
What
yes,
did he
Gambit.
actually do?
He was able to charge up cards. He was in Wolverine, one of the Wolverine movies.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, it's like, what's your power? Oh, I have cards.
But he's able to charge up cards, or charge up objects, and throw them and they explode. So he used cards because
He
he's...
make bombs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that is
you.
the episode. Out of 5, what would you give it, Catherine?
5?
I'd give it a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I like the Hulk in this. It's my favourite iteration of the Hulk. So we'll move on swiftly because we've got the whole of the MCU of last year to talk about, and we'll do that after we play a couple of promos for a couple of very good podcasts that I do enjoy. These two don't listen to podcasts because they're Gen Z.
There's a thing about true crime podcasts.
That's very popular.
Don't listen to that before bed.
Anyway, we'll talk to you in a couple of minutes. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It is a time of chivalry and adventure. It is a world of magic and legends. It is a story of...
Are we there yet?
For the 20th time, no.
these two.
What are we going after again?
A dragon.
Are you sure? I thought it was a giant.
That's the beauty. It hasn't been decided yet. Queen of the Knights is a new production from Azir Voices, where you, the listener, choose what happens. Go to azirvoices.com. That's aesirvoices.com for all the details.
Oh, a kitty!
Did that cat just breathe fire?
In all his decades of publishing history, one event has affected Superman more than any other. Worlds lived, worlds died, and that was only the beginning. Superman was never the same. Presenting
Superman in Crisis.
Available weekly from January 3rd, 2022 at johnreadscomics.com.
And we're back! Yes, we're back, and it's Quartermain. It was the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent was Quartermain. That's the one. I knew I'd remember after a while.
It sounds like accordion.
Well, Quartermain's a very science fiction name for various reasons that you'll probably never get to. Anyway, we're going to be talking MCU from 2021, and we will be having spoilers, so if you haven't seen some of it, maybe you should just
Go watch it.
Go watch it all, then come back to us. Or if you don't mind spoilers, stick around. If you've seen it all, hey, come on in, join the party. Because we're going to be jumping about a lot. What we're going to do, instead of going through each movie, I sent the girls at the beginning of the week a list of 6 questions. You can correct me if I've sent you a different list of questions, but the best returning character in 2021? Hero?
Yeah.
Okay. The best new character? Hero. The
We
best...
should probably just do it characters, though.
Okay.
No, I've made my list.
What's the next one?
Best villain. Best story. Best MCU moment of 2021.
The best line of 2021.
Okay, and the ones we're going to be talking about are WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, the movie Black Widow, Loki, the movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the What If series, first series of that, Spider-Man No Way Home, Eternals, and Hawkeye. Okay, let's get right into it. Catherine is getting a go. Best returning hero.
So I have 3. I have Falcon, Hawkeye, and Spider-Man.
Go for it. Why those 3?
Well, Falcon, I felt like he was kind of the same as Hawkeye. They never really got much focus in the movie, so I think that the series, both of them were quite good for that. And Spider-Man's just good, you know.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, of course, Spider-Man's always good. There's Spider-Man, you got bang for your buck. Because you didn't get Spider-Man, you got Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Man, plural of man is man.
Yeah, but it was multiple Spider-Man.
Spiders-Man.
Okay, what's your best returning hero?
Well, I liked, can you tell I haven't made a list here?
Oh, great. You're making this up at the top of your head.
Just a bit. I liked Black Widow and Hawkeye. Falcon was good.
Are you just naming all the heroes? I like Vision, I like Wanda, There were so many.
Wanda had a good character development.
Yeah, there were so many to choose from. It was amazing. When you consider the year before we had nothing. The last MCU thing we had before this was No Way Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. That was it. And it was sort of the appendix to Endgame, because it talked a lot about Tony Stark.
And then Black Widow was supposed to be like, was it March or May 2020?
Yeah, but it didn't happen, so we got so much. My favourite, I chose a character instead of a hero. I chose Trevor Slattery. I was so pleased he came back.
Trevor. What was his weird body called? I can't remember.
Hold on.
Horace.
I know.
Morris. It was just perfect. Ben Kingsley just delivered it perfectly. I know it's really silly, but I think it worked well within that movie.
And it was just so random because nobody knew what he was going on about.
Yeah, I like that. I liked his whole backstory about how he became an actor. Which we quote an awful lot here.
Yes.
We quote an awful lot. Okay, let's go to the second one. There were lots of new characters. What? What was the backstory?
The monkeys.
He watched Planet of the Apes.
Okay, yeah, no, I
Okay. Right. The next one is the best new hero or character. So, Charlotte, let you think about this since you don't have anything. Mine was Hawkeye. Because
He's not new.
No. The new Hawkeye. Kate Bishop.
Oh.
She wasn't named that, though.
She's Hawkeye. We all know she's
She
named
wanted to
Hawkeye.
go for Ladybug or something like that.
No.
Lady Hawk.
Ladybug.
Which is an 80s movie. That's totally... Right, Kate Bishop, definitely because I had just read one of the Hawkeye series where she's on it, and it was just perfect. It was just, the actress, she takes it exactly right. She didn't come in as a teenager, like a Peter Parker age. She came in her 20s, and just this enthusiasm to do good, but not knowing how to do it. I just loved that about it. I loved that whole series.
I kind of forgot about her. But yeah, I liked her as well. As well as Elena. I don't know if she counts as a hero or a villain. It kind of depends
I think
on
she's
the
a
movie.
hero.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I wrote down Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Because I liked that movie. It was very good.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like the Black Panther type, like that type of movie where like it's like a sort of its own
world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shang-Chi, I was nearly putting Shang-Chi down. I've been reading through the original Shang-Chi series from the 70s and 80s, and it's a different character. But the one in the comics wouldn't have worked because he is so of that time. And this one, really good. I liked that. I enjoyed that movie a lot. Charlotte, have you decided yet? Have you made up? Same as you.
No. I liked Yelena.
Yes.
I liked her.
Absolutely.
Yes. I liked Shang-Chi, and I liked Katie.
Katie Bishop?
No,
Katie.
the best friend.
Of Shang-Chi?
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked Kate Bishop. I liked Makari and Gilgamesh.
Hold on, Makari. Which one's
Makari
Makari?
was the deaf, speedy one.
Right.
Gilgamesh was the big, strong one.
Right.
And I also liked Kingo. He was funny.
Explain.
He had Kingo was the like Indian Middle Eastern one.
Oh yes.
And he had the
What
one.
was his parts
Was
again?
that the one? The mind
He had the
control
pew
one?
pew pew.
Oh, yeah, Pew Pew.
No, the mind
No.
control one was Droog.
Wait, who's is the strong one? The one that stayed with your woman who was fighting everyone?
Yeah, Gilgamesh.
Who's the other guy?
Who's the chef?
No, the shitting one. Who's that?
That's Kingo.
Yeah, who's that?
What do you mean? Who? That's him.
I don't. What movie?
Eternals.
Eternals. I was going
Eternals.
Eternals.
Do say what movie it is, because
Oh, him,
yeah.
the actor guy.
yes, who acted the acting? Yes,
Yeah.
who did
with
the movies?
with his
Valet.
cameraman, yeah. Who was Raj.
Oh, that was good.
Was he called Raj in it?
No, that's
But
that's
for
from
every single British person, it was Raj.
Yes, that is absolutely true because
David
he.
Williams.
Yeah, the David Williams dramas.
I want Disney Plus to release what Raj filmed. We're just calling him that now. I don't know what his actual name is. What?
That would be interesting. Now, if they hadn't filmed it at the time, it'd be very difficult for them to do that. And I don't see why they wouldn't have filmed it at the time. That's quite amazing. I like this because we're all coming up with different things. You got more. So you're just naming every new character, okay?
No, I'm naming the ones I like.
It's supposed to be the
best.
Not every single one of them you liked.
I have a list. I have like a top 10.
You don't have a list.
have a
That's a
list.
problem.
Okay then, next one.
Okay, next one. I'll let you answer this one first. The best villain. Now, whatever way you want to determine who the villain is, that is your choice. So, Charlotte, we'll go to you first. Who was the best villain?
Well, you gotta go with Agatha.
Explain why.
I don't know how to explain it.
She was like, I don't know how she's gonna explain.
She was like intertwined in the story from the beginning.
Like, she just kind of appeared as, like, she was there the whole time, but you didn't know.
You mean it was
Like that.
Agatha all along? Oh, she's who I have. Because of what you're saying is right. She was intertwined in the story, and it kept you guessing all the way. through it until she did that song, which was a fantastic way to reveal. Like, you can't imagine that being in any other MCU movie. This is how we're going to reveal the bad guy. We'll have Mordo coming along singing in Doctor Strange. What about you, Catherine? Who did you choose? No, you have finished. You're allowed one. You chose one.
So I have...
come back.
I have multiple. So the first one would be the Kingpin one from Hawkeye, because you wouldn't have suspected it was the mum, because you thought it was the guy...
You didn't suspect it was the mum.
No, you did, but you thought it was the guy Jack because of his sword.
Oh, yeah. In the comics, he's a swordsman who was a villain.
Yeah, because it just seems really suspicious, but turns out he just likes swords. Then there's also... So I have three which, like, are kind of villains, but also kind of not.
Sorry, your one and that was the Kingpin.
Well, not him.
Yeah, you ended up talking about the mum and the boyfriend. So which one is it?
Well, you know what I mean.
Which one is it?
Just the collection.
Okay.
And in WandaVision, also... Because, like, you didn't, like, was Wanda the villain, or was she not the villain? Is that? And then it's same as Loki, because there was no really villain apart from himself, or was the TVA the villain? But then it was controlled by the guy who was trying to destroy the villains. So who was the villain? And then also Spider-Man, because the villains weren't weren't villains. Like,
the villains were villains, but he was trying to reform the villains of the villains.
But sure, like, Doc Ock helped them in the end. So he wasn't really a villain.
He was trying to reform the villains.
Yeah. So that's what I have.
Okay, Charlotte, what's your next
I
one?
have to say my whole list, please.
Okay.
I also have Swordsman Jack. I count him as a partial villain, but then he turned good.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think he was anything. I think it was just...
Just Swordsman Jack?
Yeah.
I also liked all the villains in Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, they were good.
I think some of them didn't work.
I liked Doc Ock.
Yeah.
And your Sandman, I liked.
That one and the lizard
He didn't
really
have
work.
much in it. The lizard barely had any in it. But he didn't have much in it. But I liked how he was just... He helped Spider-Man and he was just concerned about getting home to his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I recognised the villains. I've never seen the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man ones, but I recognise them from a Wii game that we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's very glitchy though. I was playing it once and I got stuck in midair and crouch pose.
Oh, that's the... the Spider-Man. I've forgotten the name of it. I got stuck halfway through and never finished it. But it was a good game in the day. Right.
I also liked in Shang-Chi the dad, because he was the villain, but sometimes you're just like, is he the villain? Is he right?
Yeah, it's the same as in Falcon Winter Soldier. Your woman, the ginger-haired young lady, was what?
I can't remember her name.
No, I can't remember her name. She was the villain, or was she right?
Wait.
And was it the World Council were the villains?
What were they doing? What?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can't remember. Okay, let's move on to the story. Which of those, however many stories, and Catherine is bursting to tell us.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yes.
You like that?
Yes.
At what point in that story did you realise this was the best one?
I don't know. I just always like the Spider-Man ones because they're very I don't know. Is
it to do with Spider-Man being close to your age? And all that teen angst of your generation's...
I mean, he definitely isn't... I know, isn't he supposed to be 16 or something in it?
17.
He's not,
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know, I just enjoyed it. It was it was very good, because, you know, there's some movies where the plots, you can't tell what's the plot? Where, this one, it's good because there's kind of, multiple plots, but they all fit together.
Uh-huh.
There's the plot of helping the villains, and then there's the one with Doctor Strange, and there's the one with, spoilers, Aunt May dying, and then there's the one at the very end.
That was just a scene.
I have to say that Aunt May dying was a weird bit of... Because, first of all, she died.
Oh.
Second of all, there was 5 minutes of mourning, and then, hey, let's do the funny thing with the other Spider-Man. Woo! The pacing was a wee bit off, in my opinion, but it didn't spoil it that much for me, because I enjoyed the other Spider-Man coming in. Okay, Charlotte?
I liked Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi was a very good story.
It was.
Yeah.
I also like Hawkeye because it had a dog on Christmas.
Okay, did you like Christmas and the dog, or did you like the story more?
Both.
Okay.
The Christmas and the dog were just bonuses.
Excellent.
I also did enjoy Black Widow a lot because you got to see more of her backstory, whereas like in previous movies you only got to see like a 5-second glimpse.
Mine would be Falcon and Winter Soldier. As much as I loved Hawkeye, boy did I love Hawkeye. I thought of Falcon and Winter Soldier because of the changes that went through it. It's about people coming back from something that was traumatic and finding the world has changed and moved on without them.
There was a lot of character development in that one.
Heck of a lot. And new characters of John Walker. I like John Walker.
You like John Walker, you absolute weirdo. Next you're going to say you like Sharon.
Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't like Peggy's little niece? Auntie Peggy's little niece? But the whole thing about the villains weren't as villainous as we thought they were.
Who was the actual villain in
Falcon? It's supposed to be Carly.
Yeah, Carly. That was her name.
I forgot that
definitely
those
didn't
people
Google
were
that.
in it.
Yeah, but was it the World
what was the
Council
group
for not
called?
looking? Oh, I want to say World Council, but it's not the World Council. But it was also the journey that Sam Wilson went on to become the hero.
On his boat.
No, not the boat, but to become Captain America, to accept that legacy, and for Bucky to accept his past. So Sam to accept his future, Bucky to accept his past. So very good. So
And then the other got to accept the present.
actually, yes, that's very good.
There you go.
When did you get wise?
I've always been wise.
Not too sure. Anyway, okay, last two ones. Best MCU moment of 2021. You have pick only one. I'm not going to go through 20 of these. Pick only one.
I have a definite favourite.
Definite favourite?
I have a definite favourite scene. So, you know in Shang-Chi, the bus scene?
Yeah.
That was my favourite scene.
With the dude going, whoa!
I love those type of scenes.
He was
They're
the
very
same dude
cool.
from Spider-Man that goes, yo, do a flip!
he is, yeah.
I just like it, and like with the music and everything, it was just very cool.
Yeah, it was a very good. Mine would be the dinner scene in when the family get together in the middle of the movie in Black Widow, where you've got the two sisters,
With the
the
pig
dad and the mum.
Alexei.
What?
With the pig Alexei.
Well, for the pig, well, that bit I wasn't too keen on. Like nearly killing a pig. I mean, he's a pig.
I know, but I'm just...
Yeah, that bit. And just the family dynamics that they so quickly moved back into that they had from many years ago. Okay, Charlotte, which one? Come on.
I'm giving you 3, I don't care. So there was, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, when the Falcon burst in and became Captain America. That was a good scene.
Right, that was a good scene.
There was in WandaVision when you found out, you know, at the end of like the first good few WandaVisions, there was a TV and someone watching it when you found out who that was.
Right,
and it
Darcy.
was Darcy and Jimmy Woo. I like Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo's lovely.
Jimmy Woo wasn't my best character. He should have been in that. And then there was, I don't know whether there was in Spider-Man No Way,
Spider-Way No Way,
Spider-Man No Way Home, when Ned was trying to conjure up Peter Parker and he brought the two wrong ones, but I don't know whether that was just because it was hyped up so much.
Yeah.
I just talked really fast.
That's okay, because you were so excited. Okay, and definitely only one for the last category.
No, sorry.
No, you can't have 5.
Never mind then.
You can't have 5. We told you 1, then you went, I've got 2. Oh, here's the 3rd one. Oh, a 4th one.
I'm indecisive.
Are you sure?
No.
Alright, MCU, best MCU line of 2021. Do you want me to do mine first?
Okay.
Mine is from No Way Home, and it's Peter talking to Peter. So, are you going to go into battle dressed like a cool youth pastor, or do you have a suit? I mean, honestly, from my work background of being basically a youth pastor of various times, that was hilarious. Laugh out loud moment. Okay, Catherine.
I liked it, but mine's also like around that bit in No Way Home. But you know the way when Peter 3, the Andrew Garfield one, he's like, I love you, everybody, and there's like, thanks. It's just so weird.
Okay, can't remember that bit, but...
it was funny when they were just like, it comes out of you. That was funny.
Alright, what about yours, Charlotte?
I like the line that sticks out for me is the one in
what movie?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
And it's just like, I am no longer the Winter Soldier, I am James Bucky Barnes, and you're part of my efforts to make amends. And then he smiles, the worst smile.
Part of his therapy training.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very good. Some cracking lines that I'm sure will be repeating over the years because MCU is really repeat worthy. So those were our 2021 MCU best of categories. A bit like Professor Allen, who will be publishing his best podcasts.
We best win.
What do you think about Professor Allen? Isn't he great?
I think Professor Allen is the best professor there is. And the best Allen.
I think so. What about you, Catherine?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll win him over. Yes, but that is it for this episode. If you would like to get in touch with us, maybe you've got your best moments of 2021 in the MCU, or you've got some good memories of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes and the Gamma World, you can...
By email at mymarksmess@gmail.com.
On Twitter.
At Markesmess Podcast without the T.
On Facebook.
Marksmess Podcast.
Basically, if you search Markesmess Podcast, you'll find us somewhere. Thanks to Josh Woodward of joshwoodward.com for the title music. And be back to us next time when the girls won't be doing exams again.
Well, I probably will, to be honest.
Well, no, because we've been doing one a month for the past 3 months.
What date is it now? What's the date today?
We're now the 3rd of March. No, we're now the
29th of January.
29th? I'm not going to get this out before. Well, how many days in January?
February starts on Tuesday.
31.
Tuesday, so I've got to get Monday. Get it out by Monday. Okay, this bit might have to be. Anyway, we're going to go because I'm recording this on Saturday night and it's movie night. We're going to do Ready Player One if anybody's interested. And we will talk to you again next month and have a great time. Bye.
Bye.